Hi, Dr. Paterson. Happy World Wetlands Day. Today I'm talking to Dr. James Paterson from Canada at Ducks Unlimited, where they are working to conserve wetlands habitat. I heard that yesterday was World Wetlands Day, which I understand is like Christmas for wetland scientists. Dr. Patterson is an ecologist and a conservation biologist trying to make the world a better place. Could you please tell us what you do? Why are wetlands so important?
Sure. So first, I just want to say thanks. Thanks for inviting me. It's really nice to meet you and chat with you.
Yes, no
I'm
problem.
I'm a scientist that studies biodiversity to help Ducks Unlimited Canada in our mission, which is to conserve, restore, and manage wetlands for wildlife and for people. So that includes monitoring biodiversity like birds and frogs at our habitat projects, but also providing advice to make sure our work to conserve wetlands is guided by science and evidence. And the second part of your question, why are wetlands so important? So besides being one of my favorite places to spend time, wetlands are really important because they provide lots of services to people. So wetlands filter the water that we drink, they help prevent flooding, they store lots of carbon so they can help mitigate climate change. They also provide habitat for wildlife and other types of biodiversity. And they also provide opportunities for people to experience nature. So whether that's to go exercise, if you want to run on a trail, or if you want to relax in a canoe. So I think as a society, we need to make sure we protect these important habitats for future generations.
Okay. Um, what sort of work are people doing at Ducks Unlimited to help the planet?
So Ducks Unlimited Canada's vision is to have clean water and healthy wetlands for all wildlife and people. And so far, Ducks Unlimited Canada has helped conserve and restore more than 6.5 million acres of habitat. So that's an area more than 4 times the size of Prince Edward Island. And Ducks Unlimited Canada also works with government partners to help make sure that we have laws and policies in place to help value and conserve those habitats.
Um, what do you think kids could do to help?
That's a really great question. I think there's lots of ways that kids can get involved in the conservation of wetlands. So some ideas include maybe organizing a trash or garbage cleanup at a local wetland, writing a letter to your local MP or government official trying to emphasize the importance of wetlands to you, or you can hold a fundraiser to help with wetland conservation. And so a couple of places where you could learn more about how you can get involved would be at DUC_youth on Instagram is a great account to learn more about how kids can get involved, or visit ducks.ca.
Okay. What is your favorite thing to do when you are not working?
When I'm not working, I enjoy relaxing in nature. And so some of the activities I like to do include bird watching, camping, and hiking with my family and our 2 dogs.
Um, what is your favorite food?
My favorite food, I love pizza. I think I could eat it almost every day, even though I shouldn't.
Um, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Ever since I was, I think, 3 years old, I really wanted to be a paleontologist and study dinosaurs. So that's what I always wanted to do as a kid.
When did you decide to be an ecologist and conservation biologist?
So yeah, so when I was in high school, I realized that I was more interested in studying animals that were still alive rather than studying the fossils of animals that were no longer alive. And so studying turtles and lizards and snakes, that really became my passion because they were similar to dinosaurs, but they were still alive. And then once I started, I realized that a lot of those species are in trouble and they're threatened with extinction. So I started to change the direction more to be in how I can use science to help save those species.
Okay. What is the craziest thing you ever picked up as a wetlands scientist?
So I think maybe some people might consider this crazy, but for me, it's my favorite thing to pick up as a wetland scientist are snapping turtles. And so that's my favorite animal. And the largest one I've ever picked up was in Algonquin Provincial Park. So during my research, I caught a snapping turtle that weighed 40 pounds. So he was super big. And if you've ever seen a snapping turtle, you've seen their spiky tails. And so they really remind me of dinosaurs.
My mom got bit by one.
Ouch. They, yeah,
They
you want to
hurt.
be, yeah, they hurt. You want to be really careful of their mouth.
Um, what is the best thing about your country?
And so I live in Canada, and in Canada, we're very lucky to have 25% of the world's wetlands. And I think that means that as Canadians, we have a unique responsibility to make sure that we conserve and protect those habitats for future generations. And Canada is a really big country, so that means we have many different types of wetlands, from coastal marshes to prairie potholes, Carolinian swamps that are treed, and the boreal peatlands. And so I think we're really lucky to live in a country with such a variety of cool wetlands.
What do you think the future would be like?
Oh, that's a great question. I hope that in the future we'll live in a world that is more just and sustainable in the way we grow food, treat other human beings, use energy, and how we value natural spaces. So I hope that that includes valuing wetlands and that they're conserved for future generations.
Okay. What would you say to kids who are worried about the future?
I would say that you should get involved, stay hopeful, and never give up. So I think that the kids like yourself that are passionate about conservation and protecting the environment need to help hold the adults accountable to make sure that we're moving society in a positive direction.
All right, thank you for answering all my questions.
Thank you so much, Robert, for having me today. It was really nice to meet you, and I look forward to seeing more of your interviews.
Okay, thank you. Click the link below to donate to Ducks Unlimited.